Here's a segment from a recent Gun Talk radio episode. You can listen to all the Gun Talk radio podcasts however you tune in, or check out guntalk.com for more. Okay, we love talking about guns with gun people, and you can't get more gun people-y than the folks over at Patriot Ordnance Firearms. Joining me right now, Cody DeSomma from POF. Hey, Cody, how are you, sir?
Good, sir. How are you? Thank you for having me on.
Oh, yeah, you bet. I mean, you guys make, honestly, some of the most interesting and some of the most innovative guns right there in Arizona. And I can't help but think that somewhere around there, you guys spend a lot of time talking to each other and saying, what if? What if we did this? What if we changed this thing? What if we... It's like you guys are the king of what if, and then you bring out guns.
You know, honestly, I mean, we talk about a lot of the different guns out there. There's a lot of great companies in this industry. If you're gonna really get into this business, you have to be different. You can't just keep making Me Too products. You know, imitation's flattering, but if you keep building the same thing, it's hard to get any market share. Hard to get anybody to look at why buy a POF if it's just like anything else. So that's a big reason when you see some of the products that we make is we have to be different to survive. If we want to produce guns and be in this business and support the Second Amendment, we have to be different enough that people are willing to take a look at our products.
Yeah, you have to do something that is worthy of people paying attention. If you would, let's back up and describe where POF came from. Where did it come from? How did you guys get started?
So my dad actually had a brain tumor in 1996, and there's a HK gunsmith here in the valley named Ralph Smith. When he found out my dad had his tumor, he took him out on a big machine gun shoot. My dad, after that, was like, "Hey, Ralph, if you ever need any help, you know, I'm an engineer. You need any drawings, you know, reach out to me. Let me know. I appreciate what you did for me when I was going through all my problems, taking me out shooting, you know." Mm-hmm. So one day, Ralph called, and this was 2000, like January 2000, and said, "Hey, I want to do some conversions for HK91s over to HK21 belt feds. Can you help me design some of the parts for it?" Then from there, him and Ralph started making contacts with Patriot Ordnance Factory. So my dad started importing HK parts from Pakistan to help Ralph, you know, do his conversions. And in 2004, we bought a bunch of FAL parts kits, and it was funny. I was building them in the garage. My dad's like, "We could put that on an AR," and that's kind of where it started.
Huh. Well, again, it's the old what if. What if we did this thing? And I just got to tell you, I mean, not that you don't know this already, but for folks who knew your dad, Frank was one of the most interesting, innovative, outrageous, fun people to be around ever. And he really did have that
personality,
what
that's
if.
for sure.
Oh, God. And kind of you could just tell he didn't really care what the rules were supposed to be. He says, you know, I think we can make this even though people say they can't. You know, we can't do this. And that's a lot of when I think of POF, that's what I think of is you guys do things that people say, no, that can't be done.
Well, I think it's just, you know, my dad's background of being in engineering. Everybody else would look at it, well, why would you do that? Why would you put the money into the R&D? And my dad goes, why not? And that was always the thing with the revolution when we first started and we were showing it to some other people in the industry. They were like, dude, you guys are crazy. It's not going to hold up. You're going to spend a lot of money and time. And my dad goes, so what else are we going to do? We have to be different. We can't keep making just AR-10 because everybody makes one.
All right. So tell people obviously a lot of people know, but there are a lot of people who don't know what the revolution is and what it does for people. Describe it if you would.
So the Revolution rifle it's a 308 chambered AR-15, and when I'm saying that, you know, obviously an AR-10 looks like an AR-15. The pen locations are different. So what we did is move the trigger back in the receiver of an AR-15 to accommodate for the larger magwell, and then we spent a lot of time and money and research and development into different metals that would hold up because we're running a true AR-15 size bolt. Obviously, it's a little bigger bolt face diameter, so you've got less surface area for lockup on the PSI that's going on when that round goes off. So we had to spend money and develop the process to get these materials hard enough that they're going to hold up for thousands of rounds. especially in full auto guns, and not come out of headspace or break a lug, extractors, and that's really, so it's a really small framed AR that shoots 308.
What does it weigh? Do you remember?
So we have the 3 models out right now. So the Piston Revolution is 7.3 pounds in a 16-inch barrel. The DI version in 308 is 6.7 pounds. And those ones are both fully ambidextrous with our Gen 4 lower receivers. And then we have the Rogue, which is, instead of being a billet and fully ambidextrous, it's forged. And we really took a lot of the weight out of it. And the Rogue with the 16-inch barrel is 6.4 pounds, I want to say right now.
Holy cow, 6.5 pound AR in 308. You mentioned something about a full auto, and you guys make those. If you would talk about for a second what the benefit is in terms of product development. If you're making a gun that will hold up to full auto, it ought to handle semi-auto pretty well.
No, I mean, that's a one thing that we do the most is to go out and shoot a gun semi-auto to see the failure rates. You're going to be out there for a long time. So selfishly, it's more of a time thing for us. If we can just run mag after mag after mag and get the round count up on the barrels, on all the mechanical parts, it's just a lot faster. Because we'll go out to the range with our 4 engineers and take 100 loaded mags and just run through and let's see what breaks. You learn a lot. You're going to learn a lot doing the shooting anyways, but we just get to it faster to see the weak points of the product that we're trying to design. And that's really where we like to shoot suppressed and full auto as much as possible to really see what's going to break and what we can do to improve it.
Huh. Yeah, okay. When we talk about those guys at POF are crazy, you eventually end up at Tombstone, a 9mm, magazine-fed lever action. Where did that come from?
When my dad wanted to do the Phoenix, he was designing that magazine, and I said, "Hey, if you're going to spend the money on a mold for your own magazine, you've got to have more than one platform." So we started looking at the NICS background checks, and I'm like, if you look at the annual manufacturer reports that the ATF provides everybody, you can go right on their website and see it. Henry every year is just they outproduce almost everybody and consistent. Where if you look at AR companies, it's really affected by obviously the different elections that are going on.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But the elections, if you look at an election year, AR companies are going to produce a lot of guns. And then as the election year kind of comes off and they go into a normal, that 3-year lull between the presidential cycles.
I see. Yeah. The cycles.
Their numbers are way down. And so I was looking at it, I'm like, Henry, no matter what, if it's election year or not, they're just producing consistent guns. And so we started looking at, let's try it. What could it hurt? And honestly, selfishly for me, we've got a lot of equipment. I wanted to keep it busy. Like, what can we do that's different that nobody's really doing? People are going to call us crazy, and that's fine. But that's where it came from, really. It was, like I said, we wanted to have more products that are using the magazine that we developed and try something different out of the norm, and see if we could capture some market space in there. Because like I said, Henry, they do a great job, man. They build awesome guns.
Right. Yeah.
And as far as American producers, if you look at it, they're consistent. I don't know. I value that.
Well, I got to tell you, I mean, you said, people call me crazy. I said, yeah, this thing is crazy, but it's very cool. I mean, this is a cool gun. It's a lever action. It looks tactical. It's got a detachable magazine, and it's a 9mm. So what's been the reception to this?
Honestly, from everything that I've seen, it's mixed reviews. Some people like it. Some people don't understand why we did it. But as soon as we get people to shoot it, we went to Davidson's and we were shooting with Kevin, their marketing guy over there. And he kind of the same thing. He's like, dude, I was skeptical about this gun until I fired it with the suppressor on. He's like, now I get it. This is just fun. And you know what? There's something to be said. Like, not every firearm that's developed needs to have a purpose other than just being fun. Because we can go out to the range when you shoot 9mm suppressor. It's a lot of fun. It's good time shooting targets.
Yeah, you come away with a smile on your face. I love that. Not every gun has to have a purpose beyond just being fun.
Yeah, I mean, as well as I do, this world, everybody's talking about needs, and I'm going, how many guns does somebody need? You know, like, I'm a collector, so I can't say anything, but I just want, this was fun. It's purely fun.
Right. Yeah. All I need is the next one, right?
Yep. Exactly.
Well, Cody, let's see. The website is POF, like Papa Oscar Foxtrot, POF-USA. It's POF-USA.com, Patriot Ordnance Factory in Phoenix, right? Well, just outside of Phoenix, right?
Yeah, we're in North Valley, so Deer Valley Air Park area. You know, and where we're at, right up there, we've got Armalites right next to us. Timony, KE Firearms is up here. So, I mean, we've got a pretty good group of niche companies really close together. It's a lot of fun. You
got your own little gun valley going there.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, we're real fortunate here as far as manufacturing because we have Boeing and Honeywell, so we have all the tier one vendors for heat treating and metallurgy and anodizing and all of that. So, you know, within a 10-minute drive from our shop, we have every plating. We don't have to send stuff out across the country and hope it doesn't get damaged in shipping. And I don't know, we're really fortunate.
That is terrific. Cody, look, we'll get you back on again at some point, and we'll talk about some of the other things you're doing. I appreciate you spending some time with us today.
Oh, thanks for having me on, Tom. Anytime. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. You take care. Good folks over there making incredibly good products at POF-USA.com.